أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We continue from Babul Munada. Babul Munada, where we call out, how to call out somebody in Arabic, and when you call out, how is the grammatical analysis? A very important topic in Arabic. Al-Munada, he says from the asl or from the nas, he says Al-Munada khamsatu anwa'in. Munada is in 5 categories, or is 5 types. We have 5 types of Munada. And when we say Munada, we mean the person being called. When I look out and I say, oh boy, and I look out and I say, gentleman. Now the person I'm calling, I look out and I say, Muhammad. The person I'm calling becomes the Munada. I, the one doing the calling, is what? Munadi. I, the caller, am Munadi. The one being called is Munada. And the calling itself is An-Nida. An-Nida. So you might find in some other books, they might give this topic, this same topic, they might name it An-Nida instead of Al-Munada. Okay, so he makes it Al-Munada because you realize that his focus here is on the grammatical analysis of the one being called and not the types of Nida, the letter itself, the huruf Nida. So in some books you see An-Nida where they will discuss the huruf Nida, ya, I, and all that. But the focus of Ajrumiyyah is on the one being called. So we have 5 types of Al-Munada. He says the 5 types are Al-Mufradul Alamu, singular proper noun. Singular proper noun. Like Muhammadu. So when I say Ya Muhammadu, Ya Ridwanu, Ya Hasanu, this I'm calling out to proper nouns. When Nakiratul Maqsudatu, and Nakira, an indefinite noun that is intended. And Nakira is me saying a word like Rajulun, Ar-Rajulu. Ar-Rajulu is definite. Rajulun is indefinite because I've taken off the alif and lam. Waladun is indefinite. Ar-Rajulu is definite. So when he says when nakiratu, he means an indefinite noun. But here he says al-maqsudatu. So an indefinite noun that is intended. So when you are calling out somebody, you might use an indefinite noun, but you intend a specific person. A boy is standing before you, so you say Ya waladu, Ya waladu, Ya rajulu. Oh man, oh boy, you mean a specific boy. It is also a type of nida. So we have the proper noun, singular proper noun, and we have the indefinite noun that is intended. وَالنَّكِرَةُ غَيْرُ الْمَقْصُودَةِ, and an indefinite noun that is not intended, that is not specific. So you say, the first one is when you say Ya waladu. You've seen a boy before you, you call out the boy and you say Ya waladu. In this case, you see a boy, you don't see any boy, you are just calling out to just any random boy who might be listening to you. Just any random boy who might be listening to you. You want to talk to students in general. So you say, Ya taliban ijtahid. Ya taliban ijtahid. This talib here, you don't intend any specific student. You are just calling out to all students in general. Say, Ya waladan ihtarim ummak. Oh boy, respect your mother. You are advising general boys. You are not speaking to any specific boy. So we have where we have al-mufradul alam, proper noun singular, and then we have an-nakiratul maqsudatu, indefinite noun that is specific, intended, and we have an-nakiratu ghayrul maqsudatu, indefinite noun that is not specific, that is not intended. And we have al-mudaf, as we already know, mudaf and mudaf ilay. When you call out names like Abdullah, when you call out names like Sa'iqus Sayyara, so you say Ya Sa'iqas Sayyara, you call out mudaf, and now that is mudaf. It's also part of the nida. And then we have al-mushabbahu bil-mudaf. We have some construction that looks like mudaf, and we've already seen that, I think, in the la an-nafiya lil-jins, the asma la an-nafiya lil-jins, anwa'ul asma la an-nafiya lil-jins, something like that. Okay, it says فأما المفرد العلم والنكرة المقصودة فيبنيان على الضم من غير تنوين. He says that when you look at, as I said, the focus is on the grammatical analysis of the munada. So he tells you that as for the proper noun, singular proper noun, and the indefinite noun that is intended, their i'rab is mabniyun ala dhammi min ghayri tanwin. So you don't give them tanwin, you just make them mabniyun ala dhamm. So when you are calling out a boy, but you mean a specific boy, he's in front of you, so you just say ya waladu. It is nakira, it doesn't have alif and lam, but then you don't give it tanween, and then you make it mabniyun ala dhamma. So you say ya waladu. When you call out al-mufradul alam, a proper noun, you say ya Muhammadu. You don't say ya Muhammadun. You don't say ya Ridwanun. Say ya Ridwanu, ya Hasanu, like that. So those two, that is their grammatical analysis. You say, when you see something like ya waladu, ya is harf nida, waladu is munada maqsood, mabniyun ala dhammi for now. Then it says nahu ya zaidu wa ya rajulu wa thalathatul baqiyatu, and the remaining three, that is when you pick from the an-nakiratu ghayrul maqsuda wal mudaf wal mushabbahu bil mudaf, these three, their i'rab is mansubatun la ghayr. They are mansub. They are mansub. You see that in the explanation. Shin, that is the sharh. He says قال المؤلف رحمه الله تعالى باب المنادى. المنادى يعني, when we say munada, what we mean is al-mad'u, that is the maf'ul bihi of da'a yad'u, فهذا هو المدعو. When you call, the one you are calling is mad'u, but we call him munada. هذا في اللغة, this is in terms of language, أي المنادى is al-mad'u. وأما في الاصطلاح فهو المدعو الذي اقترن بدعائه ياء النداء أو إحدى أخواتها. In terms of Arabic grammar, in terms of as a terminology, when we say munada as a terminology, it is the one being called, or the thing being called, الذي اقترن بدعائه, whose calling is made by ya unida. We use ya to call the person. أو إحدى أخواتها, or any of the sisters of ya, that is So we have ya, we have hamza, that is we have I, we have I think I, ya, and then the hamza, I think, for now. Okay, and then he says يا النداء مثل يا رجل أو إحدى أخواتها مثل أي رجل. أي رجل is also part. أي هنا بمعنى يا. أي is also serving the same purpose as يا. وربما ينادى بالhamza, and sometimes you use hamza فيقال أرجل. أرجل is also calling, is here, the hamza here is hamzatul istifham. رجل is munada maqsood mabni ala dam. كقول الشاعر, so he brings the statement of a poet who uses the hamzatul nida. Says أظلوم إن مصابكم رجلا أهدى السلام تحية ظلم. He says that أظلوم, so even down here in this book he tells us أظلوم يعني يا ظلوم. أظلوم means يا ظلوم. The ya here is nida. Isn't al-hamzatu wal ya'u wa ay. So we can use as nida, we can use ya as nida, we can use ay as nida, we can use all of them. And then azalumu, he's calling out zalumu. Says inna musabakum rajulan, indeed you hurting a man, ahda salama tahiyatan, who has sent you salam as a greeting. Zulmu is injustice. Yani inna isabatakum rajulan, you hurting a man who has said salam upon you instead of you responding to the person is zulm. So أهدى السلام تحية here is جملة في محل نصب حال لرجل. Okay. أو عفوا في محل نصب صفة لرجل, because we say الجمل بعد النكرات صفات والجمل بعد المعارف أحوال. So when you have رجلا أهدى السلام تحية, the sentence أهدى السلام تحية is في محل نصب صفة لرجل. Okay. So أظلم إن إصابتكم رجلا الذي أهدى السلام تحية ظلم. That is how the meaning goes. Oh ظلم, indeed you hurting a man who has sent you salam as a greeting is injustice. Okay, so our point here is that they use the hamzatul istifham as the harf nida. Says يقول رحمه الله المنادى 5 أنواع. So صاحب الآجرومية, he says that the munada are of 5 types and he names them: المفرد العلم والنكرة المقصودة والنكرة غير المقصودة والمضاف والمشبه بالمضاف. These things should be in your head by heart right after the lesson. المفرد العلم مثل زيد وعمر بكر خالد وما أشبه ذلك. As I already said, المفرد العلم singular proper nouns. النكرة المقصودة مثل رجل. When we say رجل, a man, is indefinite. تعني رجلا معينا تقول if you intend. تعني يعني إذا عنيت رجلا معينا تقول if you intend a specific man, you say, what do you say? You make it مبني على الضم because it is منادى مقصود. It is منادى النكرة المقصود. So what do you say? يا رجل. You don't say يا رجل. يا رجل. ومثل شخص تعني شخصا معينا. If you intend a specific person, what do you say? تقول يا شخص, oh person. يا شخص. You make it مبني على الضم من غير تنوين. هذه نكرة مقصودة. يا قوم, from قوم, people. يا قوم. تريد قوما معينين. You need a specific, the people are before you, you want to talk to them, then you say يا قوم, oh people. يا قوم. Okay. And he says ولا فرق في النكرة غير المقصودة بين المفرد الدال على الواحد. There is no difference in نكرة غير المقصودة. When the nakira is not intended, there is it's nothing like it refers to one person, it refers to 2 people, or it refers to 3 people. This particular word refers to, because al-qawm, word like qawm, refers to a lot of people. So when you say ya qawman, an-nakira ghayr al-maqsuda, ya qawman, you are calling an-nakira ghayr maqsuda, it refers to a lot of people. There is no difference. The qaida stays. It says ولا فرق في النكرة غير المقصودة بين المفرد الدال على الواحد, singular that refers to one person, وبين المثنى الدال على الاثنين والجمع الدال على ثلاثة. So when the nakira is غير مقصود, it just doesn't have alif and lam, and you don't intend any nakira, you don't intend any specific thing, you are just saying it in general. There is nothing like it is dual, it is plural. It goes, the qaida goes the same way. النكرة غير المقصودة أن ينادي. So here I think it should have been ولا فرق في النكرة المقصودة. ولا فرق في النكرة المقصودة, not the غير المقصودة, because he talked about النكرة المقصودة. He is now coming to talk about النكرة غير المقصودة. So I mean ولا فرق في النكرة المقصودة بين المفرد, something like that. Okay. And then he comes to النكرة غير المقصودة أن ينادي الإنسان شخصا نكرة لا يقصده بعينه. For a person to call out an indefinite noun, not intending any specific person. أن يقول الأعمى, like a perfect example for a blind person to say يا ولدا دلني. So this blind person has nobody. he's just shouting out loud if a boy is around. He says, Ya waladan dullani, oh boy, guide me. So just any boy around will just come to his aid. Okay. And he says, Aw ya rajulan dullani, oh man, guide me. But if he knew a boy right before him or a man right before him, what would he say? He would say, Ya waladu dullani. It means he means a specific boy. Ya rajulu dullani. He means a specific man. Aw ya sami'an qadda'itu. Or the blind person can say, Ya sami'an qadda'itu. Oh listener, I'm lost. Oh listener, I'm lost. Just every person who is listening to me. هذه نكرة غير مقصودة. This is the indefinite now that is not intended. If he intended a particular listener, what would he say? Ya sami'u qadda'itu. Something like that. والفرق بينهما أنك إذا قلت يا رجل كأنك تشير بإصبعك إليه تقصده. The difference is that when you say يا رجل, it looks like you have a particular person in front of you, you are pointing to, and you are calling that particular person. فإذا قلت يا رجلا أغثني فإني عطشان. If you say يا رجلا أغثني فإني عطشان, if you say this, فهذه نكرة غير مقصودة. What you mean is that, oh man, just any man. You didn't say Ya Rajulu. If you say Ya Rajulu, it means you know the specific person you are calling. But if you say Ya Rajulan, it means it's general, open, any man at all. Agithni, save me. Fa inni atshan, I am thirsty. For indeed I am thirsty. Al-Mudaf, when we come to the Mudaf, Mithlu, Ya Abdullahi, Ya Gulama Zaydin, Ya Abdurrahmani. So you know how it goes. You don't say Ya Abdullah, you don't say Ya Abdullah. It's not done. Say Ya Abdullahi, Ya Gulama Zaydin, Ya Abdurrahmani. When you call out a noun that is mudaf and has its mudaf ilayh, you have to make the mudaf mansub. You have to make it mansub. The only two that we make mabniyun ala dhamm in this case is the al-mufrad al-alam and then al-nakira al-maqsuda. But when we come to al-nakira ghayr al-maqsuda, we make it mansub. When we come to al-mudaf, munada mudaf, we make it mansub. And then we come to the last one, which is the ash-shabihu bil-mudaf, the one that looks like mudaf. The construction looks like mudaf, but it is not mudaf. سبق في باب لا نافية للجنس. In the chapter لا نافية للجنس, we discussed the mudaf, اسم لا نافية للجنس, al-mudaf, اسم لا نافية للجنس, we discussed all that, and we discussed the shabihu bil-mudaf. The construction looks like the mudaf. وهو ما تعلق به شيء من تمام معناه. It is the, mudaf ilayh has a relationship. They are connected. When you say sayyaratu zaydin, you connect the car to the zayd. There is the direct, you've connected them, you've tied them together. Same way that mudaf, but mudaf does not take tanween. Mudaf does not take alif al-lam. But when we come to the ash-shabihu bil-mudaf, you see the mudaf taking the tanween. You see, so you see something like Ya tali an jabalan, Ya tali an jabalan, or you climber of a mountain. You see the meaning, climber of a mountain. You say tali an jabalan. So something like or you appearing from the mountain. Ihmilni ma'ak, or Ya tali an jabalan, or you one climbing the mountain. Ihmilni ma'ak, carry me with you. So when you say tali and jabalan, the meaning looks like mudaf ilayh. Okay, so in this case also, when it is ash-shabihu bil mudaf, what do you make it? You make it mansub. You make it mansub. Okay, so we look at the, it says وتقول يا طالبا للعلم اجتهد, or you student of knowledge, or you seeker of knowledge, work hard, be hard working. هذا أيضا شبيه بالمضاف لأنك لم تقصد واحدا معين, because you don't refer to anyone specific. But if you had said يا طالب العلم, or you student of knowledge, it becomes mudaf and mudaf ilay. Okay, so basically the mudaf, the shabih bil mudaf, it does not look like the mudaf ilay. You see the shabih bil mudaf coming with some dhamma. You see the what's it called, shabih bil mudaf coming with tanween, coming with tanween. The mudaf does not have tanween. Okay, so it says ثم رجع المؤلف فذكر حكم كل واحد وقال فأما المفرد العلم والنكرة المقصودة فيبنيان على الضم من غير تنوين. This we've explained. It says, so the author went back to show their grammatical cases which we've explained. فتقول يا زيد ولا يصح أن تقول يا زيد, you don't give it tanween. ولا يصح أن تقول يا زيدا, because زيد is a proper noun. بل يجب أن تقول يا زيد. قال المؤلف يبنيان على الضم أي في محل نصب لأنه يتكلم عن منصوبات الأسماء. So if you look at this munada, we are under منصوبات الأسماء. How come we are having مبني على الضم? Of course it is مبني على الضم في محل نصب. That is how it should be. مبني على الضم في محل نصب, because the position of munada is mansub. When you call out somebody, the person is automatically maf'ulun bihi. What ya Muhammadu means is that ad'uka Muhammadan, ad'uka, I'm calling you. So you, the one being called, is maf'ulun bihi. Ad'u Muhammadan. If you say ya Muhammadu, it means ad'u Muhammadan, I'm calling Muhammad. So the one being called automatically is in the position of nasb, is in the position of maf'ulun bihi. But then, due to the constructions and showing the specificity and not the ones that are not specific, we have the al-mufrad al-alam being mabniyun ala al-dhamm, then we say fi mahalli nazb. Then we have the an-nakiratu maqsood al-maqsooda also being mabniyun ala al-dhamm fi mahalli nazb. So that's why Sheikh says قال المؤلف يبنيان على الضم أي في محل نصب لأنه يتكلم عن منصوبات الأسماء, because here he is discussing منصوبات الأسماء, nouns that are منصوب. فيكون المعنى أنه يبنى على الضم أو ما ينوب عن الضم في محل نصب. وقول, so it becomes مبني على الضم or anything that replaces dhamma. We already know the signs that replace dhamma. Alif, we sometimes when it is dual, alif replaces dhamma. When it is jamu, waw replaces dhamma. We've already seen those signs. وقوله يبنيان على الضم من غير تنوين فيه قصور وعذره أن الكتاب للمبتدئين وعبارة غيره. He's saying that there is a shortfall in his saying that يبنيان على الضم من غير تنوين. The statement is faulty. The statement يبنيان على الضم من غير تنوين is faulty. And his excuse, that is the attitude of scholars. You find excuse for your fellow scholar. You don't attack. You don't go saying he's ignorant, his level is low. No, you get an excuse for the person. وَأُضْرُهُ أَنَّ الْكِتَابِ لِلْمُبْتَدِئِينَ. The excuse here is that the book is for beginners. وَإِبَارَةُ غَيْرُهُ. The expression of وَإِبَارَةُ غَيْرِهِ, the expression of others, he says يُبْنَى عَلَى مَا يُرْفَعُ بِهِ. When you say يُبْنَيَانِ عَلَى الضَّمِّ مِنْ غَيْرِ تَنْوِينٍ, what about those that are not, those that become mabni? Let's say you have dual, ya rajulani, you have something like that. How do you say it is mabni ala dhamm? You see, so you just say yubna ala ma yurfa'u bihi. It is better. Instead of saying yubnayani ala dhamm min ghairi tanwin, then the one explaining will have to explain that sometimes when it becomes dual, it is not mabni ala dhamm. When it becomes the plural, it's not mabni ala dhamm. It becomes mabni ala al-waw or mabni ala ma yurfa'u bihi. It is better that way. You say mabni ala ma yurfa'u bihi. Say ya muslimuna. She is mabni ala ma yurfa'u bihi fi mahalli nazb. So he's saying that the statement of Sheikh in AL-AJRUMIYYA where he says yubnani ala dhamm has some shortfalls. it has some flaws. But the excuse is that the book is for beginners. But others, they have said, yubna ala ma yurfa'u bihi. It is made mabni upon that which is upon the case of israfun. So when it is dual, israfun is by alif. When it becomes munada, it becomes mabniyun ala ma yurfa'u bihi, and the sign will be alif. When it is plural, the jamu muzakkar salim, the sign will be waw. فإذا كان مثنى فيبنى على الألف. The example he's saying, مثل يا زيداني. When you say ya zaidani, zaidani becomes munada mabniyun. منادى مبني على الألف. وإن كان جمع مذكر السالم فيبنى على الواو. So you say مثل يا زيدون. يا زيدون becomes منادى مبني على الواو. Okay. قال والثلاثة الباقية فمنصوبة لا غير. The three remaining three are منصوب. النكرة غير المقصودة والمضاف والمشبه بالمضاف. هذه الثلاثة تنصب بالفتحة أو ما ناب عنها. تقول يا أبا زيد، يا أبو زيد. الصحيح يا أبا زيد. You don't say يا أبو زيد, you say يا أبا زيد because it is منادى مضاف لأنه مضاف. تقول يا طالعا جبلا, O climber of the mountain. أصعدني معك, climb with me, take me with you, carry me along. لأنه شبيه بالمضاف, you make it يا طالعا, you don't say يا طالع, because the ruling is that when you call شبيه بالمضاف, make it منصوب. لو قلت يا مسلمون اتقوا الله, dear Muslims, fear Allah. تخاطب أقواما معينين تعظهم, you are speaking to some particular group of people, you are preaching to them. صحيح لأنه نكرة مقصودة, because مسلمون is nakira but you intend it, so you say يا مسلمون, you don't say يا مسلمين منصوب. يا مسلمون, مسلمون becomes منادى نكرة مقصودة مبني على الواو في محل نصب. Okay. يقول رحمه الله نحو يا زيد هذا مفرد علم، يا رجل نكرة مقصودة. المؤلف رحمه الله يقول المفرد العلم. العلم هو ما عين به الشخص. العلم is the proper noun basically, that which a person is made specific with. كزيد وبكر وخالد وليس هو الشخص. It is a name that is put on a person but not the person itself. يعني لأننا لو قلنا هو الشخص صح أن يتوجه بالنداء، يتوجه بالنداء إلى كل ما له شخص فيشمل حتى الحجر وهذا ليس بصحيح. He says all this discussion is not really important. He says the proper noun refers to it's a sign placed on the person and not the person itself, because when we say shakhs, it's anything that has body. If you had said that the alam refers to the shakhs itself and not a sign for the shakhs, it would have been easy to call even a stone. You say ya hajar and stuff like that. All these discussions are really not so required at this level, so we wouldn't delve into that aspect. We will leave it. Inshallah, we will try to briefly read through the as'ila al-munada. Let's see. Okay, so what we will do is that we would leave this is the topic that has been explained. Afwan, the topic has been explained, and I think it suffices fully to cover for you to solve the as'ila al-munada. Though the as'ila al-munada are discussion that has already been solved, so you can just read through. Please, and please again, read through it. We can add some of the as'ila or tadrib. I add them because they become necessary. But this is the case, this as'ila al-munada, they are just complementing. So you can read through whatever that is unclear. Please and please again, do well to ask. Do well to ask, inshallah, and we will do our best to answer them. So inshallah, in our next lesson, we will go straight to Babul Maf'ul min ajlihi. Babul Maf'uli min ajlihi. We will go straight to that lesson, inshallah. May Allah grant us beneficial understanding. Please and please again, read through the as'ila al-munada. Whatever that is not understood there, do well to ask and we will clarify. May Allah grant us beneficial understanding. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna ilman ya rabbal alamin ya rabbi Musa wa Harun wa Isa wa Muhammadin Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أكرمنا بقوة الحفظ والفهم والمعرفة والحكمة. آمين بسر الله.